Let's talk about a guy, Edwin Diaz, believe it or not, and I still don't, was pretty good last season, a nice bounce back from a disastrous 2019 season. And as of now, he seems to be the Mets closer, Anthony McCarron. Can he be counted on to close out big games for a Mets team now with new expectations?
Absolutely, Sal. I mean, did you see any of the pitches he threw last year? It was electric stuff all year long. Now, look, I know that he coughed a few leads up, and I get it, but that's what happens to closers. That's part of the job. Even the sainted Mariano blew a few key playoff series and World Series games, if you do recall. So I think this guy is starting to peak as a talent here, and I really have big things in store for him for next year. The one thing that gives me a little bit of pause, and I'm not sure I buy into this, but it's a fair question to ask. Did the fact that there were no fans in the stands affect him last year? And if he gives up a 500-foot bomb on opening day next year and gets booed at his home stadium, will that affect him? We'll have to see.
Bingo. I think that's a huge question. All right, Sween, how should the Mets move forward with their bullpen?
I think they need to stack their bullpen the way other teams have tried to do it so far. Add big arms for the 7th inning, 8th inning, and the 9th. You can choose if you want Diaz to close and shuffle around later if you need, if he doesn't perform. But this is where Steve Cohen's influence can really matter, where you're talking about spending money. It doesn't have to be on the hundreds of millions of dollars of contracts. You can take on maybe some relievers who teams are trying to shed some payroll. Maybe you have some high-priced relievers you're trying to get rid of. Some of the other guys that are going to be free agents, you can maybe offer them a little bit more. If you can make a difference in the $5 to $10 million range, it doesn't have to be in the $100 to $200 million range. You can build a really good bullpen, and that can really help out the Mets in 2021.
Rick, I don't know. 2019, I saw too much damage to believe he could get it turned around. You think 2019 was an aberration for Edwin Diaz?
So when you look at 18 and then you look at 20, the outlier is 19. I mean, he had some time in 17, but not enough to really, consider it a big sample size. So you're looking at what this guy's done over the past 3 years, and obviously this year wasn't a huge sample size. But look, he looked dominant. I mean, swing and miss rates were fantastic. The fastball looked good. The slider looked solid. It looked electric. It looked like it had that really crisp bite to it. It never floated up there. It never spun up there. When he made a mistake or he gave up a home run, which he did. I think it was opening day this year, that home run to Marcell Ozuna. I know it was early in the season, but look, that was more of a bad pitch call to me than it was bad location or something he did wrong. So look, I thought he looked solid this year. Obviously, he was fantastic in 18. So to me, I'm not going to say it's an aberration because we know with relievers, things can ebb and flow. It can go up and down. This is kind of the norm right now.